So, the notion of digital identity has been on my mind a lot recently. Suffice to say, I can't shake this notion that it's going to underscore a lot of our transition into the new digital economy. So, let's explore why protecting your digital identity is the most important investment you can make for the future. Welcome to Ready Set Crypto. This is your brain on blockchain. So if you want to stay in the know about what's going on with the crypto industry and want to know what today's top news stories were, be sure to sign up for our free newsletter at rscnewsletter.com, where I create a daily newsletter that gives you some insight as to what the day's biggest news stories were. Ready Set Crypto is all about providing a reliable source of information, opinion, and education, and our free newsletter is meant to underscore all of that. And that's a pretty good segue into why we need to talk about digital identity. It's the issue of trust and efficiency. Sure, there's obvious efficiencies and ways of replacing paper processes that are needlessly draconian. For example, waiting 3 hours in line at the DMV here in California, only to find that the entire process of identity and verification is done with paper. Oh no, sir, I'm sorry, I can't accept your digital tax return, which clearly has your social security number, your address, your legal name, your date of birth, your income, and all the other personally identifiable information, because we only accept paper versions here. Yes, sir, I'm aware that Microsoft Word exists, and you could literally forge anything before printing it out. We're not paid to ask questions here. Alright, so poking fun at the DMV is probably an easy target. But I think it does neatly present everything that's wrong with a system that distrusts digital. The alternative is costly, slow, bureaucratic, inefficient, and quite simply, paper is a terrible way to store the most important identifiers in your life. How much nicer would it be if we had a public and private key for this sort of information instead? Why do I constantly have to repeat information about myself, such as my name, my date of birth, and my address, and all the other minutiae? Proving your identity should take microseconds, and the Boolean of you being who you say you are is a very strict filter. You either are or you're someone else. Why is that complicated or reliant on bloated systems that enforce redundancy through inefficiency? And maybe I'm coming at this from the wrong angle. Like Bitcoin, it's not just about giving you a choice, though that is pretty important. It's about making sure what's yours stays yours. I can think of nothing more important to us in life than that of who we are. Everything else is secondary. So protecting that identity, your identity, should be at the very forefront of this technological renaissance that we're embarking on. To that end, let's explore digital identity and how it helps to keep you safe while also improving the efficiencies of our macro systems. For one, let's look at the need here. It's a fact that 96% of hackers' first priority is gathering information and intelligence. That means you've certainly had some part or all of your digital identity stolen. And that's pretty alarming when your digital identity is exactly how it sounds. You as a digital facsimile. A digital identity can be an individual, an organization, or a single device made up of personal data and actions online. And we can look at those as two distinct sets: data attributes and account actions and activities. You can liken these sets to a real-life person where data attributes is the person themselves, such as a noun, and actions are what you do and where you go. So how and where is personal data exposed then? In 2019 alone, tech giants Microsoft and Facebook have been exposed to data breaches. According to TechCrunch, Facebook exposed up to 540 million personal records on a public storage server, while hackers were able to access Outlook email accounts. If even the tech giant behemoths struggle to protect our digital identities, then I think we have something to worry about. It's not just failing trust in third parties that you need to be concerned about too. Various vulnerabilities exist within our own control that requires your awareness. Public Wi-Fi and unsecured websites offer many points of entry for a potential nefarious actor. Location sharing offers a very real immediate risk, along with adding strangers to social media accounts. Let's not forget to keep passwords updated and certainly use multiple options across your accounts. But it's a nightmare to keep track of, and 86% of people are concerned about security during online transactions. And yet, 87% of them would say they would like a singular login. And the repercussions of careless data protection are incredibly galling. Financial theft, identity theft, false tax returns, credit card fraud can all be life-changing if not devastating. Fortunately, most personal data is just generally sold for marketing purposes. This is often not always legal. And even if you're selling or just giving your data to a reputable company, they can turn around and relinquish control, and then who knows what could happen. So let's talk about how blockchain could possibly resolve some digital identity issues. It could be a potential match made in heaven after all. I think there's a high irony that the early days of Bitcoin with Silk Road and WikiLeaks have, after many iterations, provided the basis of an ultra-secure network. 84% of organizations believe blockchain to be more secure than conventional IT systems when you have a decentralized cluster of computing power basically doing one thing very well. Well, that can lend itself to many interesting applications. And some of those unique properties are in fighting identity theft, for example. Since data can't be edited or replicated, it provides an immediate way to combat fraud. In the same way that Bitcoin prevents double spending, we're able to ensure that two people are not able to use the same identity. And to that end, I think this will blossom into blockchain digital identities, which are tamper-proof. Blockchain offers the solution through cryptographic hash functions. Think of that hash as a strand of DNA. Each block of data entered in the network has a unique hash or DNA strand. And with a strict cryptography rule set, that would mean that any changes made to the input hash seriously change the output hash. Quite simply, when tampering occurs, the entire chain structure is altered and the changes are rejected. It's an impossibility. So I don't know exactly what blockchain digital identity will look like, or how it will be utilized, or how we'll be able to biometrically ensure every transaction or anything like that. But what I do know is that blockchain enables trusted data use. It's something we already see today. And with blockchain solutions, I believe that users can take back control of their digital identity and the data that's generated from it. Individuals can hold the key to the storage and control of what happens to their data. Only the owner holds the permission allowing access and utilization to their identity. Perhaps we'll see it used to simply prove your identity to banks or the government. Or maybe others will find ways to blend it in with our payment structure and the way we transact data and information, and ensuring the validity of whatever information or transaction or just anything that you're looking at. The world is still constantly trying to meld the old with the new, and a substantial amount does not fit. Banking is antiquated, data storage is insecure, and controlling one's digital security is nigh on impossible right now. For companies, the burden of data protection is growing, as shown by efforts like the GDPR. Many small and medium-sized businesses will be relieved with a solution that eliminates liability. Blockchain is the next development in technology, using smart automated networks to remove third-party trust and give back data control to the real owner, you. So what do you think of digital identity? Do you find it scary or promising? Let's discuss in the comments below. If you like the channel, if you like the content, please subscribe and hit the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified when we put out new content. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.